what he said.
Beating people.
I thought, here we go.
Shh.
Hey,
Get the
dude, shut up.
Get the video you crave at cnettv.com.
I do the show with a bunch of freaking children.
all the time.
404, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff Bagala.
I'm Wilson Tang.
I'm Justin Yu.
And this is the show where Maggie Reardon punches Wilson in the Facebook.
Right in the Facebook. Right in the kisser.
Pow, right in the kisser.
That's right.
That's in reference to a voicemail we'll get to later, right?
On
Yeah,
today's
pretty good.
show, it's been way too long. Maggie Jean Reardon.
How's it going?
It's going well. Yeah,
So
things
we
are
were just
good.
talking about names, and Maggie kind of confided in us that her nickname used to be Mean Maggie Jean when she was in school.
Is that like
Yeah.
Mean
Why?
Jean from wrestling?
I don't know what it was. And actually, it wasn't school. It was like a friend of my parents.
Oh, God.
What?
The
You're
hell?
like one of the sweetest people we know.
That is
How
true,
could
though. You are the
possibly be-
epitome of sweetness.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have a mean streak sometimes.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen me, get tough.
How many people
Whoa.
have you brutally murdered? That's what we're asking.
I can't say that on the air.
Well, I haven't murdered anybody, but I think that maybe some people I've interviewed have thought that I was,
You've killed them
I was
with
a little
insight.
rough on them than I probably.
You
was.
gave
All right,
him
well-
swine flu, right?
Oh! You carry a pig around just to rub in people's face when they get mad at you.
You know what's funny? Swine flu is affecting almost no one.
Yeah,
Oh,
come
no,
on.
no, 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 no.
100
Not
kids in
true.
Queens.
Yes,
It's
but
not
it's
true.
mild. It's
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 coming,
mild.
it's coming.
It's coming.
Okay, so
See,
you-
Maggie's
you spoke
Maggie's
to an
really
expert.
freaking everyone out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maggie,
okay. So I spoke to an expert yesterday. I was on MSNBC
Uh-huh.
talking about Obama's BlackBerry, which seemed very insignificant compared to the swine flu.
Compared to
Right.
swine flu.
Okay.
Okay. So in the green room, there was an expert from NYU Medical School, I guess there, and I said, "All right,
Cut the
really,
BS.
yeah, like how bad?
Give it
is
to me straight.
And he said, "Well, it's bad. It's definitely very serious." He said, "This summer, it's probably not going to be that bad because the flu doesn't do well in heat."
Good.
Right.
He said, "But it's going to come back really bad in the fall and through the winter,
With
and that's when
vengeance.
it's going to be devastating." And he said that when was that big flu outbreak that killed like?
It's like 1913, right, or something like
Or
that.
I thought it was like 1890 or something.
Whoa, we're
No, no,
talking
no.
like.
No, yeah, 1913.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
believe was like the
So
great
we're
flu
due,
epidemic.
right?
Right.
Oh,
So there was a
something like-
big, and he said that's exactly what happened with that. Is that the flu, went
1918,
away. 1918 went away, came back,
Right.
and that's when it killed a bunch of
It's
people.
like
because the
20,
thing is,
30
it
million
gets
people
it
across
gets
the
more
world.
resistant
Right.
to
It mutates, right?
right. And also, he said the other thing that is bad about this flu is it's not flu season.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
So if it's not flu season, there's something.
Well,
Abnormal.
it
Something
appears
really
that it's
weird.
very airborne.
But nobody has
Yeah.
died from this disease yet.
Yes,
Yes,
people
there
People
have
in
died.
Mexico have died, but no one in the United States has died
Right.
yet.
Let alone
They've
the rest
been-
of the world.
Yeah, they've
Right.
been
Well,
isolated.
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
It literally
I guess
started
it just
like
started
3 days
popping
ago.
up. Yeah, I mean, I'm
well,
not really that
except
worried
it's
about
been,
it.
I
Can't
have
be-
a friend on Facebook, a friend from journalism school who's been she's a reporter in Mexico City, and she's
Right.
been posting on her Facebook like for the past week and a half
Yeah.
about all these updates about the flu. And
Yeah.
Right.
her last one on Friday was just like, it's eerie here. I
Right.
mean,
Well, they're all
people
wearing
are
the
like
masks.
People aren't going out, and
Right.
restaurants are closing down. People, have masks on. Yeah, it's,
It's like-
scary.
it's-
This is nothing
no,
to
but
mess
this
around
is
with.
this is the thing that's actually really scary.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to NPR again this morning, and apparently the only people who have died are in their 20s.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like people that you'd expect the flu to kill, like elderly and young children,
Right.
they're actually been totally okay with it. They
Right.
don't know why people like 25 perfectly healthy
Right.
any other
That's
case
That's
are
scary.
getting
That's
pneumonia.
upsetting.
That means everyone in
Right.
this room right now is in serious danger. But you
Yeah.
know what? Nothing is going to
That
stop me from digging on the swine. You know what I mean? I dig
Well-
my swine. I ate so much pork this weekend, it was ridiculous.
It's impossible to.
I don't think you get it
Can't
that
get
way.
it from eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ate like a pound of bacon. Is
That's
that?
But
fine.
it is
Is that
kind of
okay?
crazy that we were afraid of bird flu, and now
Yeah.
we're afraid
Yeah.
of like, pig flu.
Well, that's the thing, though. The bird flu, nothing ever happened with that. You know,
Well,
right?
no,
You know what, the good
plenty
thing,
of people,
though-
plenty of people died.
Plenty of people
Yeah.
died, and
Yeah.
plenty of people died from SARS, and nothing really happened from SARS.
People did actually die.
I
from
said
SARS,
people died
though.
from SARS.
No, but what's really
you know,
been
it's-
interesting though is that generally speaking, like every time a flu outbreak like this happens, we're
Yeah.
always like, "Oh, don't go to this country."
Right.
Now you see signs that say, "Don't go to the U.S."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's transferred by person to person.
Person to
Yeah,
person.
So you
which is-
can't even get away from
And
it.
this is the thing that's even scarier. So 8 kids in New York for sure have it.
Uh-huh.
Probably another 100 do.
Right. You're close to those kids too, by the
Time
way.
out.
You
they're in
live up
Queens.
there.
They're in
It-
Queens.
they said probable.
Well, okay, like
I mean,
8 of
come
them for
on,
sure have it at their school, and
Right.
then like 100 other ones
Don't
just
feel
started
well.
don't feel well, so they
Right.
probably do have it.
Well,
I
they
mean,
probably have
it's
that same sort of mild, swine flu that's not totally lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here's also what's really scary is that MTI came in here sick today.
Mark, the intern himself of the Green Show, has swine flu.
Yes,
How ironic.
but you also have to realize when there is a flu like this, it is entirely possible to get the cold, the common cold or whatever it is.
People have
Yeah,
allergies
but-
with the
Yeah,
changing
allergies.
seasons.
But
Could be
100,
anything.
100 kids at the same time at the same school.
Right.
Right, and allergies don't give you diarrhea.
Shit. And
It's
Mark,
diarrhea. Is it really? Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's not
Mark
good.
does have that pet pig too.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
he kisses it every morning. He's got
But
And
you
then
know,
we
the
kiss
good
him.
news that the doctor told me is he said because of bird flu and SARS and all that stuff, we're better prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
And speaking of preparation, there's actually a story online right now. Amazon is apparently selling a swine flu pandemic kit that includes, it includes like this
For real?
face mask, safety goggles. It costs like $50 for safety goggles and like this white coverall set. Comes with like gloves and whatnot. There's a shot of it right there. Look at these blue elasticized shoe covers, like you're gonna be kicking pigs or something.
This ain't outbreak. Like,
Yeah.
this ain't like freaking.
It's like unbelievable. This could all be had for like $5 at your local Walgreens.
It's a freaking hazmat suit. They give
Yeah.
you.
Seriously, go down to your local
Yeah.
hardware store. You can buy a face mask.
Yeah,
And like a
just don't go down to Chinatown. I was actually walking around my neighborhood this weekend. You know how many pigs there were, like hanging up in the.
Oh.
It's over. If
Dude,
if they were to
it has
start anywhere,
none-
it's in
You have
Chinatown.
to. The biggest thing to know though is that you cannot get swine flu from eating
Right.
pig. Once you cook pig,
It's fine.
flu's
Yeah,
dead. So why don't they just start? I don't know. How do you?
killing pigs from far away.
Yeah,
Just shooting pigs.
Kill every pig known to man.
Let's
And
nuke
that'll-
all the pigs.
And
Let's
that'll
do-
just fix it.
Well, this
That'll
just
fix
solidifies
it.
in my mind that pigs are the nastiest animal in existence.
Well, that's where
Well,
coach
they
okay,
eat
why?
their own poop. First of
No.
all,
honestly,
Yeah, that
though,
is-
like
yeah, and
True.
they
They're
like
gross.
flock in their own poop.
But I
It's
really like
gross.
bacon.
I
Bacon
love
is the
bacon.
oh,
shit.
bacon is amazing. But
It's kind of ironic because it's like the new hip thing to like bacon.
Yeah.
Now-
Is it?
On the
Yeah, it's
internet, on the
everywhere.
internet.
I've liked it my whole life,
Oh,
even when
well, yeah.
it wasn't hip.
Bacon. No, but there
And I
is-
love Scrapple, which I'm sure you guys don't even
Wait,
know
whoa,
about.
whoa, what is
Whoa,
that?
what?
Scrapple?
Scrapple is
Like
see,
the
I'm
game?
From, no, I'm from
Scrabble.
Scrapple.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With a P.
Oh, with peas.
I don't know if any of our
Okay.
listeners are from the Philadelphia, Delaware
so
region.
what is
You mean
Scrapple?
the deep south?
No, the Mid-Atlantic. Scrapple is I don't really know what it is. I think it's the scraps.
Of a pig?
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
thought
it's
that was
like in like a
bologna.
gray block. And
What?
then it's in like a gray block. And
Okay,
then you
none of this is
slice it.
appetizing in any way.
Oh,
or
but
That
it's
sounds
so good
terrible.
because they can add spices.
Do they
I love
fry it up or
They
what?
fry it, you fry it, and then you put ketchup on it, and you have it with eggs.
Ooh.
It's the best.
That
You
sounds
do have it, but
ideal.
It does sound good, actually. I would
See,
eat a lot of that.
it's times like this that I'm glad I don't eat meat right now.
Oh, shut up, Wilson.
You're
It's
going to be
not
the
really
first to
meat.
get swine flu.
Huh?
Yeah,
it's a
serious.
meat product.
It's a meat.
Yeah. It's
Wilson
not
does
even-
other things with pigs that'll cause him to get the swine flu.
Seriously, way
We're not even
before
going to talk
anyone-
about that.
Way before anyone consuming the damn
Yeah,
thing.
we tracked the swine flu down to one
Wilson
pig
Tang.
owner in
One-
Astoria.
One party.
The pig was wearing a wedding veil for some reason. I don't know.
And it had lipstick on.
That's so bad.
Oh, you guys are
Oh my
you
god!
guys are wrong. wrong in so many
All
levels.
right, so let's get swine flu behind us because
Okay.
obviously we're gonna spend time on this
Fantastic.
today.
Yeah.
So what do we take away from this? Should we be worried, Maggie? You talk to the doctor. I will be
I'm
worried
worried.
when they're like closing down. When you start to see people wearing the face mask everywhere, then you get a little scared. Like I was in Canada
Yeah.
During the SARS outbreak, and I was at a
But
concert there.
SARS
and
wasn't a
everyone
big deal in Canada.
It was no, it became a
was?
big deal in like Montreal. It was like a big deal for like a week.
That's right, because
For a
there were
week.
a lot of.
Yeah,
No, I remember that.
yeah.
There were a lot of people who were flying
Yeah.
from Asia. To,
They-
Exactly. It was a big deal, and everyone had to get the masks on, and I'm
Yeah.
walking around with nothing, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm dead. So you know.
You're like something's wrong
So
here. I
until
don't know.
everyone and their mother in New York City is wearing the face mask, I
Right.
mean, you got to take it for what it is. You wash your hands all the time. You can help
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
I mean,
you know?
there's no need to panic.
no need to
And
panic
if you
yet.
get it, you know what? It's your time to go.
Hey,
That's
you
what
know.
I
But
think.
this is the
Oh,
thing. I don't
God.
think you're necessarily dead.
No,
if you
Right.
get
I think
it.
the
I mean,
odds
it's
of it
just-
being
So
fatal.
what are the
Yeah.
symptoms? It's just like, it's very flu-like,
It's like
No, no,
high.
it's-
Yeah, it's the flu. It's high fever, runny nose, sore throat,
Okay, this is all stuff
Uh,
I've experienced before.
vomiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
diarrhea.
the problem is that human beings don't have like a natural immunity.
Sure.
This variation, so it can get particularly worse.
And
Right.
don't forget, Maggie brought up the fact that this guy said, well, the last flu epidemic we had was like 100 years ago. It's 100 years ago. You know, they just found soap 100 years ago. Let's be honest.
Come on.
What?
man.
Yeah, there's been a lot more
yeah,
vaccinations.
yeah.
There's a
since
few
then.
more things where a little...
Yeah, but I feel like you put too much faith in
Oh, you-
technology.
We're a little bit more
And you
advanced
put-
than we were 100
And you don't
years
put
ago.
enough in.
No, I honestly think that there's probably going to be another huge pandemic at some point.
Screw
See, it's
you,
paranoia.
man.
It's paranoia
not
like that gets
paranoia.
people all the flutters.
It's not paranoid.
When are
It's-
you go appearing
So
on
where's your
Fox?
mask then?
Yeah,
No,
dude.
I'm not saying that like I'm going to change my life because of
Yeah.
it. But like, what
I
is
just-
instances
I
of
just say-
super TB are on the rise
Right.
and things like that.
Right.
Like, come fall,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a nasty flu season next year. That's the thing that's scary.
Well-
it's not going to be that big this summer because, like this
can't-
doctor
flu
said,
can't live, right.
It,
Right.
it can't live. It's too hot.
Don't forget also...
You look really depressed. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, I'm sad. Now
also,
I'm like,
don't forget, there are probably working on some sort of vaccination. You would imagine. I don't know how quickly they can come up with it.
They're saying
Yeah.
months before people
right,
get
so that's
vaccinated.
fine.
although
you know
right
what?
now this doctor told me that it does well. Tamiflu is working well. So if you if
Isn't
you
that OTC?
over the counter,
Some of it is. I
don't
think
know.
maybe there's like a.
What did you...
You like a pill popper or something? Why are you gonna say, oh, is that OTC?
I-
Yeah,
you
You
just-
guys talking a lot of acronyms, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
what
it
the
takes me a
hell?
minute to catch
First of
on.
all,
I'm like,
I didn't even know what that meant.
DOL? What's
OTC,
that?
OTC is a very commonly used acronym. I
Can you
used to
get
work in a
BOL or-
pharmacy.
Like LOL?
Yeah, exactly. And I used to work in a
LOL, gotta
pharmacy,
go.
so I guess.
You used to work at a pharmacy?
Yeah, back in the day, about
Oh,
10 years
man.
ago. Yeah.
That was not a good idea.
Yeah, all the
Weird.
Vicodin I wanted. It rained from the sky. No,
You know what though? At the
kidding,
end of the
kidding.
day, it's going to be a beautiful summer. Summer's already started. This weekend was great. If we get swine flu in the fall, you know what? We had fun.
Hey, we had
That's
fun.
all that
It was
matters.
a great- it was
We
a
had a
great
good time. Let's
summer.
enjoy
man,
while it
this has
lasts.
been a down year, really.
No, man, I'm having the greatest time of my life. What'd you guys do this weekend? It was beautiful in New York
I
City.
played a lot of hockey.
Yeah, okay.
And I sweat.
Bummer.
Man, did I sweat.
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
But
that
you were
your
on the
landlady-
ice?
No.
Oh.
The outdoor
Okay.
roller
You,
hockey.
you were telling us though that your landlord made you put up your AC.
Well, no.
Like
What
in
happened was
storage?
my landlord, in his infinite wisdom, decided during the winter that he wanted me to remove the air conditioning units from our windows because he thought somehow water would get in.
Right.
'Cause if it doesn't rain in the summer and there's no water that comes in,
And your
during the
landlord
summer.
is old as hell, right?
He's older than water.
Yeah,
yes, we've
Ernest
established
Hemingway
that,
over
yeah.
here.
No, he's probably a few years under 90, and he's like, Jeff, you got to get those. I'm like, fine. So we take them out. Of course, yesterday it's hotter than anything I've ever experienced.
Right, it was
in
like
April.
90 degrees
in
yesterday.
April.
It
at
wasn't
least.
in April.
In
Okay.
April.
It's bad.
So
It was a record.
right, it was
for
a
that
record.
day.
It broke all kind, and it
Yeah.
and upset me. Last night I sweat my ass off. It was so freaking hot. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
But you've lost weight as a result.
No,
more
I
ass.
haven't.
Really?
No, I lose weight playing hockey. Sure.
Oh, okay.
You sweat
Okay.
10 pounds off.
Yep.
What about you guys? You guys had a good
Anything
weekend?
interesting for you, Meg?
I did. Well, I'm renovating my apartment, so I was. I went to a stone yard to look for.
A stone yard.
Stone yard.
Stone
Where
yard.
is a stone
Like a
yard in New
quarry?
York City?
It wasn't a quarry because I think all the stone came from Italy. Actually,
Yeah, she broke her own rocks.
Yes.
They have actually
I
like
was
a-
down in the
I don't
quarry.
even know what a stone yard is. Like, is that another name for a quarry? Like, what?
no, it's just they have slabs of
Yeah.
granite and marble and.
Makes sense.
So
She
I,
just went out with a jackhammer and she
yeah, so I just went out. Thought I'd chip away. At
she
some
made it
stuff.
happen. She made things happen.
Polish
with
Well,
a
that
it up.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
nice.
What'd you do this weekend, Wilson?
I spent all weekend looking at places to buy.
Oh,
she
this
did.
fool's
Yeah.
trying to buy a house. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
So
Yes.
wait, you went to Jersey.
I went to Jersey.
You didn't call me up. You're in Jersey. You didn't call me up.
Yeah, what the hell?
Because I was with a real estate agent. Come on.
Because I was with
Yeah.
the real estate.
No, but mortgage rates are really low.
Yeah.
And I know that people don't listen to me for financial advice, but it's a
course
great
not.
time to buy.
yeah,
Right.
it is.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
mean-
right.
So how was the search? Did you see anything good?
I saw a bunch of really nice condos, actually, and
Yeah.
they're all like extremely well priced.
Right.
And the mortgage rates are so low that they're actually way lower than my
Right.
rent payment now.
So people are like losing their jobs. They're struggling to eat, getting food stamps. Here's Wilson Tang over here trying to buy a house.
Well, I'm helping the economy, man.
Yeah, all right.
And if
He's
I buy
right, he
the
is.
house,
Stop
Yeah.
bragging.
So
I'll need to
am I.
buy,
Yeah,
like
Maggie too.
Yeah.
She's,
Other
she's,
stuff.
Yeah,
she's
although I'm probably
investing in
going
her
to
own
lose
home.
out on this.
Yeah, but I respect that. You're doing it
Investing in your
yourself.
home. You're doing the right thing.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I feel like it's a nice thing to be able to like go up to a lady and be like, "Come back to my place that
Right.
I own."
Come
Right.
back.
Oh.
Oh,
You know.
yeah.
That's
Like,
what it's
such
all
a good
about.
deal.
Yeah, it's all
At the
about
end of the day, that's the only thing
It's
that's
not about the
important.
economy.
No, 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 no.
It's about your, it's about your physical economy.
It's about his own economy.
Yeah.
On my own account.
The only thing that matters is when you say, come back to my place, you're not like, come back to my place where I live with my mother.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Yes,
But you're trying to buy a place
that's
in
more
Queens.
important.
You're not trying to be
No,
like,
no, I actually in Jersey.
oh, that's even
Yeah.
worse. You're not going to be like, try to
Whoa,
come back to
hey,
my place
Justin, don't make
in
fun
New
of
Jersey.
Dude,
Well, unfortunately,
No one's trying to go back to New Jersey to
Well,
hook up with somebody.
I'm
What
not
a-
Mr. Uncle Moneybags over here. I can afford a $500,000 apartment.
not
no
only-
one's trying to have a path train have their on their
Oh,
walk
yeah,
of
'cause
shame.
everyone's dying to get to
Who
Chinatown.
wants to go to path train the morning after?
Because everyone's
That's
like, oh,
terrible.
everyone's
Oh my
like,
God,
everyone's
you're
like, oh
right,
man, I
that
can't
is
wait to go to
terrible.
Chinatown. I can't wait to do that with this guy.
How many people do you think
no.
are on
You
the
have-
path train on Sunday in the
A
walk
lot.
of shame?
A lot.
Plenty.
Everyone's just bummed out at 9 a.m. in the
everyone's
morning.
real
come on.
bummed out.
At
Bummed
least-
out, sleepy, hungover.
What would you rather be? Where would you rather be on the
God, I
path?
shouldn't have come back to New Jersey with that guy.
Would you rather be on the path or on the rear of your bicycle?
Trying to avoid like a dead
Trust me,
pig on the
man.
ground. right?
Ladies love riding the bike.
Yeah,
Let
they
me
do.
just say that right now.
Sure they do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Maggie Reardon. More with Justin and his walk of shame.
Ride of shame.
Ride of shame. We got calls from the public when we come back, so stick around.
This is the 404 MRFers, the show where we all sing songs.
Hi, this is Ken Sherman
Bonnie Cha,
and Nicole Lee,
from Dialed In, Seen It Cell Phone Podcast.
where we chat each week
about the latest mobile gadgets,
So if you love cell phones from the small and shiny,
to the big and powerful. We'll tell you all you need to know.
about what's hot and what's not. Subscribe to Dialed In at podcast.cnet.com.
This is Denver from Casey, and you're listening to the 404, where if you want to shake a baby, there's an app for that.
Oh,
That's pretty
that
funny.
was not in good taste.
Why? It was actually kind of funny.
I
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
It was really funny. Because you want to know why? Because no one gets hurt in situations like this.
Right.
No one gets hurt. It's just fun.
It's total fun. Well,
Shake
except for
that
the
baby.
digital baby, that guy.
Yeah, I feel real bad for the digital baby.
Speaking of which, actually, we can get to this afterward. So Apple named its 1 billionth download.
And it was
Oh.
the
And the
baby
App Store was
shaking.
no, it wasn't that one. It was this other really, really terrible.
Was it the
application.
farting app?
No, we'll talk about it after the voicemails, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's
I'm
pretty
all right,
awesome.
I'm psyched. Calls from the public now.
Time to show the love. 866-404-CNET.
Maggie hasn't been here in a while. She's like, I'm shocked at the production
I know.
value.
There's like all
There's like
kinds of
cameras
stuff
in
happening.
here
Do you
now.
like it?
Yeah,
You're psyched
it
about
seems
it.
like it's real now.
It is. Oh, what were we before, Maggie?
Seriously, Maggie, what the hell?
No, it's weird having this like camera in front of your face, right? We're all trying to get
Yeah.
used to it as well. Like I'm actually trying to like constantly like duck.
Stay in
Oh,
frame.
aren't
Yeah,
you
duck the
cool,
camera,
man?
you know?
Look at
Right.
you. Oh,
It's
you
like-
think I'm gonna switch to it now?
It's like
No?
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah,
in here.
exactly.
I just
Wow.
I didn't realize that I should have looked a little better.
No,
No, you look
Maggie,
beautiful.
Come on, you have no effort involved.
I was
in
like,
looking
oh,
good.
it's a podcast. I don't have to like.
You
Get ready
barely
for
look
this?
like you got swine flu over the weekend. You can't even tell.
I mean, Justin's got a face for radio, and he's
yeah,
still doing it.
you know, I got the glasses for it too.
Calls from the public time, sponsored by Swine Flu. I like doing that every day now.
Sponsored by everyone dying.
Come on.
That's terrible.
I'm
No,
joking.
dude, why
All
you
the
gotta
pigs
do
dying.
that?
I was referring to the pigs.
Why you gotta
Play the
do that?
voicemails.
All right, let's get to the new Wilson Tang punching in the face app.
Oh God.
Coming to a Facebook near you.
Hey, 404, this is Plainfield from Chris, and I've never called in before, but because I haven't really felt like I've had anything to contribute until now. Yesterday, I logged on to Facebook, and I saw some more of those annoying Pick 5 things, until I saw one of my friends that picked 5 celebrities he'd want to punch in the face. So I went with the usuals, Rachel Ray, Dakota Fanning, you know. And then I got to my 5th one, and Wilson Tang was not a celebrity on the list. So I went through a long and arduous process to add him. So now if you want to pick 5 celebrities you'd want to punch in the face, you can add Wilson Tang to that list. Let's go. Wilson, bye.
That's just
Justin,
terrible.
you over here
Oh.
getting the swine flu.
Wow, that is amazing. So if you guys want to go onto Facebook and punch Wilson in the face,
Go for it.
do us all a favor and go for it. Yeah, I
No,
want to see that.
I'm,
That's
I'm
pretty
gl-
funny. Come on.
I'm really glad I have thick skin.
Oh,
Because I would have jumped off. No, man, no,
Come
don't
over
hug me,
here.
don't touch me.
Welcome
don't
to
touch me.
swine flu.
Hey, no, come on. At the end of the day,
That's
Wilson,
pretty funny.
it's pretty cool to even have your name in that thing. Right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
and Dakota Fanning?
You're a celebrity.
I'm not a celebrity.
You're a celebrity.
Time out. Time out, though. Why is this dude trying to punch Dakota Fanning? Isn't she
Yeah,
like
that's child
14?
abuse, sir. That's illegal.
And honestly, what was the worst thing she was in? What, I Am Sam?
That's
Was
assault, brother.
I don't know, but she's
name a
pretty
terrible
irritating.
movie she's actually been
I've
in.
never seen any of her movies. I just
War
think
of the
she's
Worlds,
annoying in
she was pretty
general.
good in that. She created.
She was better than Tom Cruise in
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
you're right.
easily.
I would punch Tom Cruise in the face.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
me too.
What celebrities would you want to hit other than her?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
He's so
Can't stand that guy.
punchable.
He serves a purpose.
He's very punchable.
He's
He's amazing in movies where he's got to play dumbfounded.
Right.
Well, dude, I mean, yeah.
You know what? He was good in Bill and Ted's Excellent
Exactly.
Adventure,
Ah,
and
that
that
was
was it.
And that's
And The
it.
Matrix, come
No,
on.
he
And
wasn't.
Parenthood.
Oh, he was great
He
in The
wasn't
Matrix.
good in the
Right.
Matrix.
Well, can you? Originally, they were going to cast Will Smith.
I know that would have been an abomination, but you're right. Yes, the lesser of two evils, sure,
Right.
but still, I would have had Bruce Willis over Keanu Reeves in the
I
Matrix.
don't like
Right.
Bruce Willis either.
You don't like him?
Nah,
No
You know who I
Die
want to
Hard?
he
punch in the
bugs me.
face?
And the whole like
action
old
thing?
guy going after like really super young girl. Just,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
me.
when does he go after a young girl?
Isn't he like engaged to somebody who's like
Oh,
25 or something?
Well,
Probably.
his wife is dating, Ashton Kutcher. Well, ex-wife. sorry.
Yeah.
Right, Michelle
That's
Williams,
okay, 'cause it's
who
the
I
other
actually
way.
saw this weekend.
Oh,
yeah, I
really?
had a little celebrity sighting. I saw Spike Jonze and Michelle Williams
Oh, that's
right
cool.
next to my house. They were at this little cafe. It was cool.
Oh,
They
well,
were,
the Tribeca Film Festival is going on now.
were they
Ah.
were they there? Did you see
Probably
them?
I didn't see them there, but I
Yeah.
mean, they're like theaters. There's stuff going on all over
Right.
town.
That's
I
probably
really
why.
like Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze is an excellent director.
Absolutely. All right, next call from the public. Seems we got in a little bit of trouble making fun of cats last week
Uh-oh.
with our good friend Mr. Guttenberg.
Hey guys, this is Peter from Jersey, and I just want to tell you guys how you effed up all my hard work. I listen to 404 constantly. It keeps me sane at work and prevents me from killing any annoying ass customers. Anyway,
Oh my God.
That's not
my
good.
girlfriend constantly rips on me because I listen to the 404 nonstop and all these other podcasts and whatnot. And I finally tried to trick her into loving the 404. I told her about the 404 jokes that you guys did on the show.
What?
And she started laughing her ass off. Then I told her to go from the 404. She was kind of pissed, but anyways, she was like, all right, fine, I'll give him a shot. So we're driving down the shore, and she's like, all right, so put on this 404. And then what comes on? The most cat-hating episode ever. Let me explain something. My girlfriend works at a vet hospital. And the biggest cat lover ever. You guys just effed it all up. I've been trying to get her to listen
no.
to the goddamn podcast for 3 weeks. And she finally does, and now she hates it all over. Well, thanks a lot. Anyways, still love the show. Hate Wilson.
Oh, we'll go and punch him in the face. You know what though? Like that was pretty funny because it's a little ironic. We talked about how much we hated cats for like 20 minutes. It was like
Yeah.
half the show.
But
on
you know
Friday.
what, though? Cats,
I like cats.
they do suck.
No,
No,
I
cats-
like cats.
Dogs
I
are
like cats.
way better than
Dogs are so
cats.
much cooler. Maggie Reardon agrees, right? You hate cats.
I hate cats.
You hate them. They suck.
but I'm not a
They're
big fan of dogs either.
Oh,
But-
you're not an animal
but who would
person.
you take?
I'm not. It's like the hair, the poop. I just don't want to deal
No,
with
I
it.
understand
Yeah, I
that.
hear
That's,
you.
that's
know.
fine. But who would you take in over?
I would take a dog
Of
over
course
a
you
cat.
would.
I mean,
Of
I'm a
course
dog
you would.
lover too, but you know what? I have love for all of God's creatures.
Yeah.
So,
All of God's
there's
creatures.
that.
There is that.
I think I would take fish over all of them.
Well, they're the
Low
least
maintenance.
maintenance.
Low
Yeah.
Yeah, turtles are good too.
I love. We gotta love our turtle.
You know what's tragic though is I had a turtle when I was a kid. His name was Dude. Right?
Dude.
Yeah, I had him for like 3 years when I was really little, and then in 6th grade, I guess he must have died because my mom told me he was in the backyard, but she told me he was hibernating.
Oh.
I was so young, I had no idea that turtles don't even
Aw.
hibernate.
No,
do.
they can.
Yes,
they
they
can.
do. Do they sometimes?
They're not
No, they
all-
do.
They don't have to. I've learned a lot.
I don't
with,
think all kinds of turtles hibernate.
Well, you know
only
what it
some of
is.
them.
You can sort of convince them that they need to hibernate.
Right.
It's
So
just-
anyway,
yeah.
this turtle was in the backyard. She kept him there. She just left him in my backyard.
Aw,
And
that's
for
sad.
years, I thought he was hibernating. And every year,
Years?
I'd be like, Mom, this is the sleepiest turtle I've ever seen. Wake this guy's up. Wake this guy's ass up.
I'm pretty-
and he never did.
And you're like, I'm pretty sure they come out of hibernation,
Yeah,
don't
man.
they, Mom?
This turtle's stoned.
No,
You know,
Josh.
actually,
Wake
that
him
reminded me. Jeff has a turtle,
I do. I have
named
a
Kratos.
Russian tortoise. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Kratos, right?
Kratos. Yeah.
I was actually reading. I think it was on F My Life.
Yeah.
Some guy. It was his turn to name his child
Mm-hmm.
because his wife had named it,
His turn. Okay.
and he
weird.
named his son Kratos.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Kratos
Now, I don't
from-
believe F My Life all the time. but
Right.
This is pretty funny. Actually.
And that's kind of
Just reminded
believable.
me of your
because-
Okay,
turtle.
so
Well, yeah.
if people don't know, Kratos is the hero from God of War.
Look at this guy.
God of
Look
War
at
is a
you.
video game.
Look at you.
There's actually 2 of them now. I can go on for hours, but I love that game.
You did play God of War though.
Yeah. The game actually makes for a really, really good drink holder.
Well, yeah.
So
little coaster, right?
yeah, little tidbit there.
But yeah, that's totally believable that someone would name their kid Kratos.
Right.
Because, well, I don't feel bad. I named a tortoise Kratos. That's fine.
Yeah, it's the same
A kid
thing.
is not going to have to go through school being named a fictional video game character.
Yeah, although, you know what?
That might be cool, right?
I don't know if that's
If
cool.
I knew someone named like Dalzim or something, that would be
that
awesome.
would be kind of cool.
Like, this is my buddy E. Honda Miller.
Yeah.
You don't know?
Yeah. Oh, you've met my friend Baraka? Yeah. Baraka. Actually, that's not too far from the truth.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyway, let's move it along. Today, we're here with Maggie Reardon.
Yeah.
Maggie, is there anything before we get into some predetermined stories? Anything? Well, you know what? Let's talk about with the whole iPhone thing in Verizon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's be honest with us, like how that doctor was with you. How we're all going to die with swine flu. Are we all getting the iPhone on Verizon anytime soon? Is it happening?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, and people might send me nasty emails, and I could have a lot of mud on my face. But I really. I think USA Today was reporting that they heard that there were high-level talks, but, I've talked to people at Verizon. I've heard what their executives have to say, and I know their network. And I don't think that they're going to – I think if there are talks going on, it's for an iPhone that's going to be on their 4G network, which is going to launch next year. But it's not going to –
that's not nationwide. That's like in select cities.
Well, it's going to be 25 to 30 cities, and the silicon's not going to be available for any devices to have LTE.
So
on it.
realistically
So it'll be
speaking,
another year. It'll be 2011. Because 2010, you'll just get the laptop cards.
Gotcha.
Question for you, though.
Yes.
What's the deal? A lot of people are, everyone thinks they know what this contract between Apple and AT&T is all about. What you probably know. What is the deal? How long does Apple have this sort of exclusive contract with AT&T for the iPhone?
I think it expires next year.
Okay.
Is what I've heard. I mean, I don't know for sure.
You don't know if that's
I know
fine.
that
'Cause
AT&T,
it's all confidential.
right?
Yeah,
AT&T has expressed interest that they want to
Renew it.
Keep it
renew
going.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's
Yeah.
probably done a little well for them.
Well, I mean, the iPhone basically made their quarter for them.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
And and Verizon just reported this morning, and that's what I was covering before I came over here. And they actually now Verizon, the churn rate for them is always the best, and churn rate is like the rate at which people like dump their service to go someplace else.
Yeah.
Verizon always has the best, so they are always able to retain customers. But their churn rate went up this quarter, and they said it was because people were like not subscribing to data cards, and people who had like 4 and 5 lines were maybe getting rid of some of those lines.
Right.
But I think it was some people who were going over to the iPhone.
Yeah, I
Going
agree.
to
Absolutely.
AT&T.
I did that
Absolutely.
myself from Verizon.
A couple of my friends, they're on Verizon. They want to stay with Verizon, and they asked me what smartphones to get. And honestly, there's
There's not a
really
lot.
not anything really that good. All the touchscreen phones really don't work
Well, I think
that
the
well,
Storm
and-
was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who I see who says, what do you think about the Storm? Should I get the Storm?
Oh,
it's like, no,
It's a piece
Yeah.
of garbage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
I mean,
Who
it's
wants
really-
that touchscreen?
Oh,
And the
it's so
thing is, to be
bad.
honest with you, I mean, I have an iPhone, and I used to love it, but I'm certainly aware of the limitations now. It's
Right.
slow. I really think it's slow.
Extremely slow.
It's not as responsive as I'd like it to be. And like sometimes when I'm trying to type really fast, because I'm getting faster at typing,
There's a delay.
there's a delay, or
But
it freezes.
It's
or,
certainly better than the other touch phones, though.
yeah, but it still is like subpar. in my
Right.
Because
opinion.
because I've used the Storm, and you flick it, and
Yeah.
3 seconds later, it
Yeah.
brings up your list.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so-
No, you're right. It's really annoying. So,
No, but
don't
back
know.
to the original story though. Like there are rumors that say that Verizon might get the iPhone. I think it's actually a big ploy by Apple
Yeah.
yeah,
it
it
makes
could
sense.
be.
to get a.
It
I
could
mean,
Why?
Yeah, what incentive would Apple have for going with Verizon as well?
well, I mean,
Or on the opposite end, staying with AT&T?
Verizon.
Well,
could
because there's going to be
probably-
a
yeah.
there. Okay, the incentive is if they open it up to Verizon.
Right.
I mean, just imagine all
Right, the
all the
coverage.
people will buy it.
Right.
You know, and it's higher volume.
Mhm.
So, but at the same time, Apple has kind of historically always kind of been like the cool guys kind of thing. They've limited their supply,
Right.
or not their supply, but they've limited how they sell their products in a certain sense to make it cool, right? So maybe low volume but high, in a
markup.
mark up, and they're able to control the market a little bit more with AT&T. I don't know if Verizon would allow them to do
Well, yeah,
that.
with more competition, the price is going to go down. That's not a good thing for Apple.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing for us, the consumer.
But not for Apple.
What I'm concerned about, though, is what I want to know is, okay, let's say the iPhone does go to Verizon, not exclusively, just as,
Right.
you know. I want to know, well, is that going to be the same price as what it would be on AT&T? So
I guess it would have to be.
I would imagine it would have to be.
Well,
I
but,
mean,
at some point, one carrier is going to start a price war. They're going to be
Right.
like, hey,
Except
we're
that
gonna offer...
Apple doesn't allow. Apple prices the product. AT&T doesn't. So
Right.
Apple's relationship with AT&T is completely different from any other phone manufacturer in the market.
Right,
Right. It's all Apple controls it.
Do they designate the prices for the plans as well, or is it just the hardware?
that's probably AT&T.
Right.
But the hardware is all Apple, right? So they decide how much they're going to.
So,
sell.
I mean,
So Verizon could charge
And
less
then
for
Apple.
the data.
Well, this is the thing. Then what the price war would be is Apple or AT&T is subsidizing the phone, right?
Yeah,
Well, they're
right.
eating that cost. So if Verizon were to offer it, Apple's going to charge the same amount to Verizon that it does to AT&T, I would imagine. I don't know this
just
for a fact.
Verizon would eat the
Charge,
cost.
yeah.
But then
right.
maybe Verizon would subsidize it another $50, and that price war could happen.
Not to get too technical, but I think at the end of the day, the reason why it's never going to go to Verizon is that Verizon's CDMA,
Yes.
and it's going to cost Apple, even though
Although-
they can make more money off of it, it probably costs them a couple of tens of millions of dollars
Well,
to develop a version, and that would
I don't know
only
if it
be
would
for
cost
the
them
American.
that much.
why would it be? I can't see it being
Well,
that
it's
much.
two entirely different standards.
Yeah,
right?
except lots of phone manufacturers do that. I mean, anybody who's going to be making phones for the U.S. market has to do that. So, because this is the other caveat. So, if Apple is working with Verizon for a 4G phone, which I would think they are, that phone is also going to have to support CDMA.
Yeah.
Because the
For-
LTE for a
for
few
voice
years.
and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, not just for voice. It's not going to have you're not going to have LTE coverage all over the country right away. So it's kind of like it has been now. Like you go to certain, like I have AT&T, right? So in certain places I have the 3G network,
Right.
but then it switches over to Edge where there is no 3G
Right,
signal.
right.
The same thing will happen on LTE.
So for people who don't know, what is LTE?
LTE is called long-term evolution, and that's the 4G.
really
I'll
fancy.
I'll call it.
Can you
4G.
get that
I was
OTC?
gonna say, can you get that OTC on VOL?
I know, I'm talking acronyms. But
BRB.
so that's the 4G network that Verizon has been talking about and is going to build.
The cool thing is that the whole world is embracing LTE, right?
Pretty much, except
much.
for Sprint.
They're stubborn.
Smart one,
refusing.
Clearwire.
Yeah.
Clearwire. It's really Clearwire.
Okay.
Because Sprint could still, I could see that potentially happening where Sprint would have two strategies. But I think what's going to happen, and this is, not that I know Verizon is doing this, but I imagine what they're doing is they're working on a device for LTE. It doesn't make a lot of sense for them to come out with a 3G device, a 3G iPhone, but if they can come out with a 4G iPhone that's faster,
Now we're talking.
and right,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that would put them ahead of Apple in a sense.
Yeah.
But that's a ways out
Yeah.
because I've also talked to Qualcomm, who has told me they're the folks who are going to be making the chips for the data cards and for the phones, and it's always that the data cards come out first, and they're starting to work on those like now,
Yeah.
right? So they'll be in production next summer.
Right.
Then you can, and then by the following year, that's when you'll see handsets, right?
Gotcha.
So we're at least
2 or 3 years.
2
away.
years away from this
Man.
happening.
And I was looking forward to 5G.
You have to wait a couple more years
I
for
feel like
that
such
one.
a
All right,
douche now.
this is actually my question. Also, is that last year a lot of the companies announced that they were going to be doing like open networks. Those see like a ton of new gadgets and devices. And today, like Unloaded, we reported this, but this is the only thing I've seen is that T-Mobile is putting chips into power meters.
Yeah, they all do that. All the carriers are doing that, and that's a big thing. That's like
But we haven't seen
Verizon was
anything
making
cool. All we see are
Yeah.
still cell phones and now
Well-
what is it, that Verizon Hub? Because I still can't figure out exactly
even know
what
what
it
that
does.
does.
That's the dumbest product ever.
Right.
No, what they're doing is they're trying to create a whole new channel for their business. So I think Verizon, for example, is targeting more of the telemetry, health, smart grid type stuff with that. But then I think that they're going to move into putting, there will be wireless chips in cameras, and there will be,
Well,
So
that's
you'll be able
cool.
to,
I would like that.
have a
Yeah.
digital camera. It says Verizon. I take a picture and it uploads.
Yeah, I
what's
mean,
in it.
AT&T is working on this too, and they,
It's all in the cloud.
yeah, they're
Wow.
all
Any
talking
other cool
about.
stuff that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah.
What is the hub? If for people that don't know, what is the?
Well, you know what the hub is, right, Maggie?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that weird sort of
It's
like
a voice over IP
phone with the
Right.
with a
terminal that's
screen on it.
$200 and way
Who is going to
overpriced.
buy that thing? I don't even.
Crazy people.
People
We're
still
in a
use
recession.
phones?
That's the thing. I know. It,
It
doesn't make
looks
sense.
cool. Like it looks like a prop in a movie about the future.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, why would I really want
I
this?
can do a lot of
Yeah.
other things
You
for
know?
$200.
It's cool. Maggie Reardon, to anyone who says you don't know anything about wireless technology.
Who said that?
That's what you said. You said
Like,
I think
you know,
I
to
think
all the
yeah.
people that have emailed us and
Said
told us
that.
that Maggie sucks,
Oh,
don't
no.
believe them.
you said you had. I thought you said you had a lot of people calling up.
One.
Oh, no, I
What?
had this one guy who,
That was Wilson, by the way.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it
sorry.
was an email. He read my story this morning and was like, "It sucks.
Well,
I hated it."
It was me.
and I was
actually.
like,
I'm sorry.
"It was just one line," but it was like, you know what? I'm already not having a great day.
Yeah, I don't
Hey.
need your
And like now you're
stupid
like bringing me
mouth.
down. Like I'm a person.
Yeah, and you
I read
emailed them
these
back to
emails.
prove it,
You have
right?
I did.
feelings,
That's why I
too.
wrote back. Thanks for the feedback.
Oh,
I
but
didn't
you-
even get into it, but I wanted him to know that. Yeah, I get these.
You should have
emails.
typed him
Yeah.
back, look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. Probably would have freaked out.
Watch your back, friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I have your
Should've
IP
said.
address.
Look behind
Right.
you. Well, you're having a good day now, right?
I am. This has cheered me up.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
what we're here for. Thank you so much for being a part of our show this morning. We had a lot of fun.
Of course.
And it's been a while. We gotta make this more of a regular thing.
I
Maggie.
know. I know. I'm
we got
just
some
down
new
the hall.
equipment in
You-
here.
You are.
And you know, I missed the meetup.
You did.
Where were
But-
you?
I was on a date.
She was on a date.
Oh,
Maggie,
she's blushing. Look at her.
You dirty birdie.
Oh, Maggie,
Okay.
Maggie.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, I'll come to the next meetup.
Okay.
Oh, you promise?
I promise.
All right. Well, we're gonna hold you to it because
Okay.
you have to be here for that.
Okay.
I'm going to switch spots with you. I'm going to have a date on our next meetup.
Ooh.
I'm hoping for that.
Well, maybe, oh, you mean maybe you'll show up to this?
I'm going to
meetup?
bring Maggie to our next meetup.
Yeah,
Yeah, Justin
We're gonna-
will be my date.
Yeah, we'll be
You
each
two will
other's
have a
dates.
date together?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Just
There are
really-
way too many dudes at that last meetup, first of all, Maggie. If nothing
Yeah.
else, we need more of a female presence.
You really don't understand fashionably late, do you?
What are you talking
We
about?
should do 404 speed dating.
Yeah.
That's a terrible idea.
Wow. All right, we'll have more
I
on
have
that.
enough men in my life. Thank you very much.
Guys, leave us a voicemail, 1-866-404-CNET, or you can email us, the404@cnet.com, Facebook, Twitter. Maggie, where can everyone find you on our lovely website?
I am on CNET News.
CNET News, check it out. All the latest and greatest from wireless technologies. Maggie Reardon, ladies and gentlemen.
Always a pleasure.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
We have a lot of. Do we have any more guests this week coming up? I don't
This
know.
week we do not.
We
Actually,
don't,
next
okay.
week we got our buddy Andy Levy from Fox News' Red Eye.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
nice.
coming on.
Cool.
But the rest of this week it's just the three of us.
All right. We'll see
You'll
if
have
we can
to
handle
deal.
that. 3 men and a little baby.
And,
Shaking app.
and a little piglet too.
And a little swine flu.
What's wrong with that?
We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Jeff Aguilar.
I'm Wilson Tang.
And I'm Justin Yu.
It's the 404. Thanks again to Maggie Reardon. We
Yeah.
will see you later.
Bring on the
Bye-bye,
bacon.
Maggie.
Hours.